The Order 1886, believed to be a great game for any PS4 user. But the game falls short of its title, The Order 1886, for what it should have been called, The Order 1886, hey, look how aesthetic we made this piece of paper, or this gun, or this communicator, or this Sackboy? Yes, there's no doubt that this game looks absolutely beautiful, and even better than some PC games out there, but as I always say, graphics do not make a game. You play as Sir Galahad, a knight for an order that dates back to the time of King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table.
We're Knights of the Round Table, we dance where we're able. We do routines and all the scenes of footwork impeccable. We dine well here in Camelot, we eat ham and jam and Spamalot.
The Order is charged with taking out half-breeds, like werewolves and vampires. It's up to Sir Galahad and his other knights to stop the half-breeds and bring about peace. Sounds great, right? Well, that's where the game's more likable qualities end. You see, this game is only 5 hours long. Now, for $60, that's not a lot for your buck. But most of the game consists of cutscenes and QuickTime events. Now, to quickly get this out of the way, why Sony? Why would you think that QuickTime events would have been a great concept to put into your game? Especially since most gamers in this generation don't really like QuickTime events and hate it to the very bone. I mean, you're sitting there and you're pressing and you're mashing the X button over and over and over again, gaining carpal tunnel, freaking keep on mashing and holding your finger in freaking pain. I mean, you're just sitting there enjoying a nice cutscene, and bam, you're thrown into a finger-numbing QuickTime event right out of the blue. Now, I don't necessarily hate QuickTime events, but only the fact that when they're not needed in a game. Heavy Rain? Fine. Beyond Two Souls? Fine. But in a third-person shooter? No! No! This game also suffers from trying to be too cinematic with the black bars on top and bottom of your screen. It looks nice in the cutscenes, but not when I'm playing the game. I mean, sure, it helps in the transition between gameplay and cutscene, but a game is already as cinematic as it's going to be. I really hope other games don't try to do this. Now, the combat, on the other hand, is pretty much spot on, but if it wasn't for the fact that all the shooting parts in this game are just waves of enemies coming at you at once.
Now in this game you do get to face werewolves, or lycans as they call them in this game, like from Underworld. But in the game they show up very scarcely. And their AI is completely terrible. They come out of the exact same spot every single time, making it very easy to defeat them. Now, the lycan boss battles in this game only happen twice. There's only 2 boss battles in this game, and it is an exact copy of the one before it. An exact copy and paste routine. They put no effort into the boss battles in this game.
Now, to heal up your character, the Order has these vials of water, which comes from the Order's Holy Grail, the one that King Arthur sought with his Knights of the Round Table.
What is your name?
It is Arthur, King of the Britons.
What is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
What do you mean? An African or European swallow?
Huh? I don't know that.
The game also has very unique weapons like the art gun that fires bolts of electricity, and the sort of flare gun that shoots resin that can be shot again to set people aflame and cause a huge explosion. All of these guns, including the pistols, shotguns, and rifles, look amazing in-game. Now let's move on to how great this game looks, because this game looks absolutely amazing, and it's only one of the things that it has going for it. The characters, the clothing, scenery, and guns look really aesthetic and look real and bring life to the world and the story. But because the game is so short, the story falls short, to where everything at the end makes you feel like you were ripped off for a game that feels unfinished. In one part, Galahad is going to be executed for crimes against the Order, but doesn't say anything to defend himself. Well, he knows full well that his friends would believe him. This game ends so abruptly to where it doesn't even earn its sequel. They're trying to build a new series, but the first game doesn't have enough in it to have worth to make a sequel to this game. But, as always, I've said my piece, and now it is time for the final verdict.
Final verdict.
So my final verdict for the Order 1886 is going to be a 5 out of 10. I think I'm actually being a little bit too generous with the score, seeing how is a lot of people are giving it like 3s and 4s, which I can see why they would give that score, because the game does suffer from a lot of things. One, from it being really short. 5 hours for a $60 game does not work, especially when the game consists more of cutscenes and QuickTime events than actual third-person shooting gameplay. Now, the game looks absolutely beautiful. There's no doubt that it does. But as I always do say, graphics do not make the game. Now, if you're going to buy this game, which I think you should at some point when the price goes down, maybe if it goes down to half the price, which it should have been in the first place. If it's like $30, you can definitely go pick this up if you are a Sony or PS4 gamer. But the game does suffer from it being too short, and the fact that it ends so abruptly, like there's nothing working up to the sequel that they're trying to make. I know they're going to try to make a series out of this. Maybe they're going to improve. They definitely should get rid of the QuickTime events. That does not work. It just feels out of place for some reason. But that's what I feel that it should be, a 5 out of 10. I really think that that is probably the fairest score I could give it. A lot of people are giving it 4s. Some people are giving it 8s. I have no idea where they're getting that from. Of course, it's their opinion. This whole thing is my opinion. But you're gonna have to play the game for yourself and find out. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and subscribe for more reviews that I'll be doing. So thank you guys so much, and I will be seeing you guys on the next Zehfactor. And I will see you guys later.